I've been known to forget it. Also share the screen. All right, I'm going to get started. Let's figure out give it enough time for folks to get on. Um, just do me a favor. If you can just mute your microphones. And if I can figure out how to mute them, I will. But I want to just kind of go over the weekend for those who have never been before, and for those who have been. And if you have any questions, definitely feel free to ask when we get to the Q&A part. I believe one of the admins is following the group chat, so they can also kind of help out with that. All right. So this is our 10th anniversary for the Goombay Beach Camper Trip. And we've always done it at Assateague Island National Seashore. Okay. Be mindful, there's two parks down there, National Seashore and Assateague State Park. We're going to the national park. All right. This trip is next week. Come up real quick. Well, I won't say real quick, but it is definitely next week. And we are camping from Wednesday, July 10th through the 14th. The early bird folks will be there either Wednesday or Thursday because they like to get there, relax, set the tents up, and just kind of have a nice quiet 2 days before the rest of the participants come down. We currently have 80 people signed up, but we still have room for more. So, I'll keep everybody posted in the group. Okay. All right, let's talk about the agenda. I don't have Wednesday up because Wednesday is a really relaxed day, and pretty much the Wednesday folks kind of just go down there and kind of just do their own thing. But if you're coming on Thursday, we have check-in from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And pretty much you want to just check in with the admin that will be down there and just find your spot, and we'll kind of show you where the spot is, and just set up, and everything is on your own. We do plan to eat dinner together as a group at Assateague Crab House. The address is there, but I'll also put the address in the group meet. We should be there by 7 o'clock, and I always make reservations for a larger group, okay? Friday, July 12th, camper check-in begins at 10 a.m. To 5 p.m. Now, I say 5 p.m. because we want everybody trying to get down there at a reasonable time, pretty much during the daylight, okay? Now, it doesn't get dark till about 9 o'clock, but the staff will be sitting out there till 5 p.m. But we want to start getting the activity started at 5. So hopefully folks will leave DC at a reasonable time and get down there before it gets too dark. If you do decide to come down after dark, just be mindful that the staff will be probably engaged in other activities. They may not be able to help you as much as you need help, and it's going to be dark. People have gotten lost trying to find this place, and it's very, kind of difficult to set your stuff up in, when it's pitch black outside. All right, so try to make it by daylight. Also, the cell service is a little spotty down there. If you're trying to reach somebody by GroupMe and they don't respond back, it's usually because we don't have cell service, okay? Just kind of keep that in mind. First activity starts at 5. It is welcome activities, meet and greet, happy hour. We'll do some icebreakers. We'll have some Goombay punch, and we'll have some music, and we're just going to try to just get to know everybody. 6:30, people start preparing their dinner. From 7 to 7:45 is dinner time, and then 8 p.m. Begins the welcome campfire and evening program, which I haven't. I'll let you guys know what that is later. But basically, the welcome campfire. We'll have all kinds of stuff going down there during the night. Quiet time is at 12 a.m. We always ask people to, you don't have to go to bed, but you got to bring the noise down, okay? Saturday, we start off with beach yoga at 7 a.m. Folks are preparing their breakfast at 8 a.m., breakfast at 8:30. we meet and depart for the kayak center at 9 o'clock. That's for those campers who want to go kayaking and do the wildlife discovery tour. It's a great tour. And every year we have a great time and we stop and we look at the horses. They let us get out and go clamming and find mussels and do fishing. It's a really nice tour. Okay. Now, if you're not doing the kayak wildlife tour, then that time is your time. Okay. All right. So you can do whatever you choose to do. If you want to relax on the beach, you want to go swimming, you want to go fishing, it's your time. Okay. Part of the reason why we do this beach camping trip is just so people can go down there and unwind. You'll be amazed how relaxing it is to sit at your tent in your chair at the beach with the beach sounds all day, and just have a good time. All right. Once we get back, lunch is at 1:30, which all the meals are what you prepare. Okay, unless you're going with Chef Russell. Then we start off the afternoon program with the group photo at 2:45, and then the beach wars begins at 3 o'clock to 4:30, which we have some great activities. Okay. After that, you kind of relax. Dinner is prepared at 6:30. We will have a all-white family-style dinner at 7:30, which what we do is we try to move all the tables together and we kind of eat as a group. We dress in white and we come out there and the sun sets right around 8:30. So it's kind of a really picturesque setting when we're all there with the candles on the table and all dressed in white. Just kind of a really good family setting. 8:30 evening program begins, which we haven't announced it just yet, but we'll let you all know what that is. And then Saturday night, we just have a good time. Quiet time begins at 12 a.m. Sunday, we have a sunrise watch on the beach. Bring your chairs and towels. That's for those who can get up. Okay, it's watching the sunrise on the beach is always a memorable moment. So if you can get up, we'll meet at the beach at 5:30 because the sun goes up at 6. At 8 a.m., we usually strike camp, clean up, make sure you take your trash to place in the dumpsters, and we check out at 10 a.m. It usually takes people 2 hours to strike camp and pack back up in your car. That's why we put 8 a.m. down. As far as breakfast, no one ever really cooks breakfast on Sunday morning. Most people will grab breakfast on the way back to DC. Okay. Any questions about the itinerary? All right. Check in.
Hey, Butch, if we signed up for the kayaking tour and then we no longer want to do that, is that refundable?
I have to call the place up and see. If anything, I may be able to transfer it to someone else, and then you can get your money back with that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's see.
Did you want to do that? The kayak thing?
Yeah, I might do it this year.
Oh, okay.
Right. And if anybody,
Hey, Butch.
yeah.
Hey, Butch.
I was on the
Question.
fence, but
Do
since
you
you said
have to-
that, I was
Hello?
thinking.
Hey, Butch.
Hold on.
Mute. Y'all gotta mute.
Don't forget to
Is it
mute
worth it
your
for
hand.
somebody like me?
Hey, Butch. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Question. Do you have to leave at 10 on Sunday, or can you stay longer?
Check out for us is at 10 o'clock. For the park is at 11. Now, if you want to stay and hang out at the beach, you definitely can. Will a ranger come and tell you to get off the beach? No, they won't. But we like for everybody to be cleaned up and at least have your tent packed up by at least 10, 11 o'clock. Okay. All right. As you can see from this photo, and actually this is kind of like we have campsites 3, 4, and 5. Okay. So when you check in, I don't know if you all see, once you go through the main gate, you want to come around to what they call group camping parking lot, which is that parking lot where you see the sign, the label says check-in table. We'll be set up right there. Now, the procedure is that you want to come, check in, find your spot, unload your equipment, and then go park your car. This parking lot fills up very quickly, so you may have to park in the overflow lot, okay, which is pictured above. And I'll also put this picture in the group me as well. okay? The overflow lot is not that far, as you can see from the campsites. You just have to walk past campsites 1 and 2. We will be on 3, 4, and 5. So large campsites, okay? All right, when you check in, arrive at the main gate, you will present your ID, and there is a $25 entrance fee to get in. If you have a National Park Pass, it is free, or if you are a veteran, it's free, okay? Afterwards, proceed directly to the group campground parking area. Do not go into the Rangers headquarters. I'll have all the passes that we need to do it. We're only allowed a certain amount of parking passes, but you can park in the overflow lot, and also for the early folks who get down there, you also have a pass to park in the group parking lot. Now, everything depends on how full that lot gets. We have 75 people signed up already, okay? I can guarantee you that lot's going to fill up pretty quick. So just be mindful that the overflow lot is probably where you're going to end up parking, and you don't need a pass to park in the overflow lot, okay? All right. For checkout, like I said, on Sunday, strike camp cleanup, check out with staff by 10 a.m. Okay, just please make sure you pick up all your trash. Okay.
But
Yes, sir.
Nicole said, can she still sign up for early bird? It was not available when she tried to register.
Yes, I think I opened it back up like a week or so ago. So yes, people can still sign up for early bird.
And she wants to confirm, I don't know if Russell's on the line, but she wants to confirm that she is registered for the meal on Saturday.
Okay. Well, I'm going to get to Russell's in a minute, and then Russell can kind of answer that question.
I have a question.
Sure.
You say you have 80 people. How many you have for early bird? Just trying to see if all the parking is going to be filled.
Let me go. I need to go online and check, but I can let you know. Just give me a second, and I'll let you know. Okay. I don't think it's that many.
Okay.
But I can double check. Okay.
No, no worries, no worries. Just want to know if what if we get there on Friday, would it already be filled with the early bird folks?
You mean will the parking lot be filled?
Parking, yeah, parking lot.
It depends, because I mean there's people on there'll be people camping on site 1 and 2, but we have the bulk of the people. So
Oh, so it's not just us.
no, not just us, but it's
Oh.
usually not that many people on those other 2 sites. We take up the bulk of it. So okay.
All
All
right.
right.
All right.
And if you get down there early on Friday, you'll really be good.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Like I said, we have sites 3, 4, and 5. As you can see from the aerial view, there's a lot of room. But what we kind of tell people is that don't bring a whole lot of stuff. Don't bring a big cabin tent, this and that. You take all because there's going to be a lot of people. So we're going to try to make use of all the space. Okay. All right. So let's talk tents. This is a big issue every year. I always discourage what I call cabin tents, which is that big tent, that big green tent, and that other one underneath of it. That's why I put a no and a no. The other 4 tents that you see are good tents. Even the blue one at the bottom with that little cot in it, I've had a tent like that the first couple of years, and it worked out very well. Okay. So these are kind of just some examples of some tents to leave home and some tents to bring. Now keep in mind, you're only going to be sleeping in these tents and changing your clothes. So you won't even be in the tents most of the time. And remember, this is July. So these tents are going to be hot during the daytime. Okay. So be mindful. Now, move to the other slide. These are your tent stakes that you're going to need to secure your tent. Common practices, we use what we call the plastic bag method, which we fill up these plastic bags, we bury it, and we use them as tent stakes. Sometimes some people use the frisbees, as you can see on the lower right. We kind of teach you how to do those. Then there's other stakes that are specifically designed for working on the beach. The regular tent stakes do not work because they do not secure firmly in the ground. You have to use either sandbags or tent stakes or these shopping bags. I actually will post a video in the group me so that you can see the proper way of setting up the sandbags, okay? Any questions about these tent stakes? All right, cool. Now,
But-
yes,
but-
sir.
If they are to purchase the sand stakes, they need to try to see, make sure that it works. on
Yes.
their
And that's another thing. You definitely want to set up your tent prior to bringing it to camp, okay? All right.
I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
How long should the 10 stakes be? What length?
So the length, it's not really an issue about length. It's about the design of it. Like, for example, the picture in the bottom left, I have been using these tent stakes for 10 years, and they're no bigger than my hand, and they work. The reason why they work is because of that little cable attached to the bottom of the stake. The stakes up top, they work because of the same principle. Those little twisty stakes in the middle, some of those are pretty long, and you can kind of screw them in the ground. Those work pretty well as well. But I can honestly tell you, sandbags work. If you don't want to go out there and spend no money, just bring a bunch of those white plastic or blue plastic sandbags, bring a shovel, and then you can bury it in the ground, and they pretty much last. Just make sure you dig them up when you leave, okay?
When you say sandbags, they're special bags or they're grocery bags?
These are grocery bags. Now, some people do bring real sandbags and they fill them up with sand. Those work too, but these are just regular plastic grocery bags.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's all a start test.
Huh? All right.
I have a question to go back to the tents.
Sure.
So one of the other campers, we were going to bunk. So
Okay.
it's like a I'll say like a 2-bedroom. Is that prohibited?
You said 2-bedroom. You mean like
That's what I call it.
you mean like that one that's on the left-hand side, that green tent, or that brown tent underneath of it?
It's not green at all. I can't get back to the screen, but I'll say
Okay.
it's
So
it could be. I can't get back to the screen. I'm on the
Okay, that's
screen
cool.
where I can't make I can't make
Okay,
that
that's
one
okay.
big.
So well, let me just
But
say,
do you want to have her tell
Here
you
we go.
what size, the packaging says, like how many people can the tent accommodate to try to gauge
Like-
the size?
sure.
Yeah, ours accommodates. I'll say
8.
like
Yeah.
I'll say 10 people.
Yeah.
It can, but it's more like. But
So
I
10 is a
stood in
very-
there, so it's more like 6, but it could be 10. I guess
Okay.
9.
So let's say 10. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna move 2 slides down, okay?
Okay.
And what I want to do is show you the reason why we tell people do not bring large tents is because there are storms that may come through. The bigger the tent, the more damage.
Mhm.
For example, that bottom tent right there is a 10-person tent. And this storm came through 2 years ago, and it came through for probably 10 minutes. And it literally destroyed a lot of tents that were set up. And as you can see in the pictures, once it comes through, there's not much you can do. You're going to end up going out to Walmart and buying a whole new tent and set it up. Okay.
Okay.
So just keep in mind, the bigger your tent, the more damage that the wind can do when it does hit. Now, the last time we went camping with the couples, it did rain at night, but all the tents survived because there wasn't that much wind, you know. So just kind of keep that in mind, okay?
Okay.
Also, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I'm not sure if she's able to get a second one. You know,
I mean,
like a.
Let me say this: you can bring it.
Point.
You can bring it. I just want you just to understand that bigger tents, you really have to stake everything down, every guy.
Yes. Yeah, we're prepared for that. I do know she bought the extra stakes and she has the sandbags.
Okay. And also keep in mind, if you have a 10-man tent, it's just 2 of you all. You know, I don't know how much room people need for camping. I know people want to be relaxed and bring. Biggest other thing is that you have to bring all this stuff. And walking on that sand and carrying that stuff is going to really start to weigh you down. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any more questions about tents?
It looks like somebody asked if you could post the picture in the chat. I'm guessing maybe of the tent options.
Okay. I'll look
It
at
looks
that.
like Eve asked that question.
Okay.
I'm assuming she means the picture of the tents options. Oh, the steaks. Okay. You could post a steaks picture.
Okay. And I'll also put that video in the group as well. Okay. There'll be, the horses are down there, of course, because that's where they live. And the biggest park rule is not to feed the horses. We suggest that everybody, when you bring your cooler, make sure you lock it up with a strap or make sure the cooler has locks on it. I've seen tents and the staff can tell you they have gone through everything. And when they come in, they're not scared of you. So you can do whatever you say. You can say, shoo, get away. They don't care, you know. They'll come right straight to you, and if you have food cooking, they'll go to your frying pan. They'll grab anything they want. So there's not much you can do. These horses came in and interrupted the yoga that morning, and as you can see, they had no fear of humans. So we definitely ask you all to be careful. Don't feed the horses, and put your food away, especially at night. Even if you have to put the food in your car. I always have 2 coolers. I have a cooler for my tent that just has drinks in it, and I have a cooler for my car that has all the main food in it. Okay, so keep that in mind.
I'm sorry. Are you saying you leave your cooler in your car?
No, well, you can have it out
food?
during the day, but it's
Oh.
it's good if you have a cooler that has some kind of latching system, or you can
Okay.
put a strap around it, or a belt, or something that's gonna keep it secure. But at night, if I have food all in my cooler, sometimes I just put it back in my car.
Okay.
Okay. These are some of the things to bring. Not a whole list. I think Dwayne put a list up in the group a while ago. We'll put another list up. But these are the basic things you're going to need to come down. Definitely need your tent. We just talked about that. An air mattress with a battery-powered air pump. I've seen too many air mattresses deflate, and no one has a way of pumping them up. And it's easier if you have either a battery-powered pump or one of those electric generators you can plug in. Okay. You may not realize this, but the sand is very hard. We learned this our first 2 years of camping. So you're going to need some type of air mattress, camp pad, or something. Sleeping bag or quilt or sheet. It all depends on what you want to bring down. Lawn chair, headlamp, cooler, cooking stove and lighter, so you cook on, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Nice lantern for your area, for your tent to walk around. A wagon, which we're going to talk about that later too. Small portable table to set your stuff up on. Portable water container so that you can have water at your campsite. Basin for washing washing dishes. Clothing for hot days and cool nights. The temperature will drop a little bit at night. And remember, we're right on the ocean, so you're going to get a nice breeze throughout the day and at night. And shower shoes too, for the shower. I'll also put these things that I discovered on the last camping trip called beach socks. They work very well. They keep your feet from getting too hot on the beach. They fit real snug, and everybody starts to wear them. I think they're a good thing to wear. So I'll put that also in the food. If you get cold at night, you think you might need a little extra heat, you can bring a tent heater. But it shouldn't be that bad in July, but you never know. Okay. As far as cooking, most people will bring the Coleman 2-burner stove, which you see on the left-hand side. Also make sure you pick up some propane. Okay. There's the Coleman butane stove, which is on the right, the blue stove, which you can use. And also some people will cook right on the fire. You can see the picture below. We can always build a fire with wood, and you can just put your food right on the fire. If you want to bring your grill, that's fine. Just make sure you dispose of the charcoal in the fire pits. Okay. All right. Water containers. These are just some examples of the water containers. There is fresh water on these pumps that are located near the restrooms, which you see behind you. You fill these up and take them back to your area. That way you'll always have some water next to your tent. There's some small items, as you can see, I just listed. One of the things that I did put up there was a portable vacuum. A lot of people complain about all the sand in your tent. It doesn't bother me, but it bothers a lot of people. So they'll bring these portable vacuums to get all the sand out. Also, the sun is always out. There's no escaping it. So a lot of people will bring their canopies. As you can see in the picture that says canopy tent. Just make sure you secure it with the stakes, whether you use sand stakes or sandbags. And also at night, you want to bring it down. If you don't, because you never know what's going to come through at night, a wind, a storm. You don't want to find your canopy in the water. Okay. So if you want to bring that, you can. All right. There's a picture of an air mattress that you can see. The bathroom tent. I'm not a fan of these things, but a lot of people bring them. You want to put your little portable bathroom in there or your portable shower. That's up to you. Like I said, I'm just not a fan of it because they're tall and they catch wind very quickly, and I just don't see the purpose of it. But you know, I'm a man, so women are different. Okay. Anything else about equipment? All right.
A quick suggestion for to help prevent some sand from getting in your tent. I know I bring baby powder. You can bring cornstarch or something, but basically you rub it on your legs and feet before you get in your tent. Brush it, it'll knock the sand right off, so you're not tracking as much in your tent. If you're open to that.
Okay.
You can also get just a tub of water and sit it right outside your tent or your area, and then dip your feet in before you get onto the tent.
That's good idea.
So as far as the canopy tents, just like the regular tents, the bigger the tents, bigger the canopy, the more wind it's gonna catch. I do suggest you are bringing a fancy canopy, just know you might lose it. So I have lost probably about 4 canopies throughout my years of doing that, but they have been the 12 by 12 ones. So again, the bigger the canopies, the more wind they'll take. But if it has the ventilation up top, it might do better than the other standard canopies.
Okay. All right. Let's move to wagons. This is the biggest thing that I talk about every year. As you can see, one of our admins up there struggling to pull this wagon across the sand. It's hot, folks. I'm just telling you right now. That's a tough job to move that wagon. So you want to get wagons with big wheels. The best wagon is that rolling cart down there with the big blue wheels. That's probably your best bet. If you don't want to spend that kind of money, then you get that middle cart that has the rubber wheels on it. Next one would be that other cart with the black wheels. Okay, but thin wheels, it just doesn't work. You can also use the sleigh method. As you can see, the other 2 pictures with them putting their stuff on a little snow sleigh and just drag it across the sand. The young lady at the top picture, she was had a lot of stuff, and she ended up laying down there almost passing out because she was struggling trying to get her stuff to her tent site. And I always tell people, the more stuff you bring, the more trips you're going to make. Me personally, I don't want to make no more than 3 trips, but I've seen people make as many as 10 to 15 trips from their car to their tent.
Jeez.
So I'm just telling you all, please be mindful about the stuff you bring. You know, I don't use any of that stuff. I just carry it in my hand on my back. You know, try to be as portable as possible. Okay. We'll try to help you out, but please, you can't expect the admins to carry all your stuff to your tent. You know, it's just it is really tough. Okay. So just be mindful. Okay. Each wagons. All right.
Hey, Butch, can I add something to that?
Sure.
There's this thing on Amazon called deer drags. It's like a thick plastic, and it has loops in it where you can put the string, has the string and straps and stuff, where you can put a whole deer on it, and you can drag your stuff across the sand, as opposed to the sleds. It's bigger though; it carries more weight,
Like a tarp?
and it's more economical. time ago.
And what's it
In the
called again?
in the cart. It's called deer drag.
Oh, deer drag, okay. Okay, I'll look that up and try to post it up. Okay. So Chef Russell is going to talk about the meals for this weekend. Russell, you there?
I am here. Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Butch. Yes, so I'm not sure of the number of people that might have attended last year's either the Camp-Palooza or the beach camping trip, but I do provide meals for this trip. I'll be providing 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner on Saturday. So I just kind of want to go over it a little bit, and so for breakfast. We'll have pancakes, bacon, turkey sausage, eggs, fruit. We'll have coffee and juice. For lunch, we'll have hamburgers, hot dogs, French fries, iced tea, and lemonade. And then for dinner, we'll have, you get to choose 2 of these meats. We'll have smoked salmon, we'll have jerk chicken, lamb, asparagus. We're debating on what type of starch to have, but we're gonna have green salad, dinner rolls, lemonade, and iced tea. And that package is $100 for that package for 3 meals. And then if you decide, if I get enough people to sign up, I am willing to also serve a dinner on Friday night, but that depends on the number of people that may sign up. And then that one we will do fried fish with shrimp, French fries, coleslaw, some dinner rolls, and iced tea and lemonade as well. So if anybody who is interested in the package, you can give me a call. You can reach me at my phone number is area code 562-254-1577. That number again is area code 562-254-1577. We also, this year, we're going to do something a little bit different too. We're going to elevate our game a little bit. I have a person who does vegetarian type meatless options. And she's also an avid camper as well. She's on the call. I want to bring her in for a few seconds just to talk about a few things if she could. Shaquesta, are you there?
Hi, everyone. My name is Chikesha. I'm also known as Chef Girl Archie. I actually, Butch, you may remember me from camping in 2022 when I was out there cooking the gourmet food out there for my group.
Right. Okay.
So I've partnered with Russell to have some healthy options out there for people who don't eat meat, but also want to elevate just the other parts of the food that's available. So we're still fine tuning that menu out. We'll have it together within the next day or so, but it'll be lighter fare. That doesn't mean that the portions are lighter, but like we're at the beach, we're on the water, having food that fits the environment. So making sure we have food that refreshes and food that keeps everyone energized and full.
Okay. Sounds good. And folks, I'll send an email out. I'll send a text, an email, and put it in GroupMe with Russell's details. He is taking the orders. So you're going to have to go through him to place your order by Tuesday, July 9th. Okay. Like I said, I'll send you all the information. I'll leave our phone numbers on GroupMe, and hopefully everyone is in GroupMe. Hopefully. But I'll also send an email for this out as well. Okay.
Oh, I have a question for Russell. The young lady that just spoke, is that meal option part of the $100 3 meal that Russell is, or is in addition to?
So what we want to try to find out is how many people actually want that second option. And what we would do is, if you want a meatless option, then it will be in the same price range of the same package, but it will just we'll just be offering some different options in there.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay.
I have a question for Russell also. Russell, is the $140 4 meals including the fish?
That is correct. So if I get enough people to sign up, and I'm hoping that, and the best way this works is so let me, and I'm gonna go back over just a little bit of something that happened the last year. Last year, the Thursday before we left to go on the camping trip, I had only 17 people signed up. And then we ended up feeding 38 people. The challenge with signing people up, 17 people signing up, and then you feeding 38 people is you don't have time to prepare for everything. You don't know what options that you're going to be able to provide for people. And unfortunately, a lot of people signed up. I mean, literally half of the people who signed up, they signed up when they got there on site because they saw the food. I'm hoping and praying that we can get enough people to sign up, pre-sign up, so that we can get there with the right support that we have, and we'll be able to deliver the meals on a timely fashion, because it's really hard when I don't really know, come Thursday, I don't really know how many people want to sign up. So
And if I could jump in also for a moment, Russell, just to speak to the logistics. We're at the beach. We are cooking outside. So we don't have full kitchen facilities like we're going to a restaurant. So for us as the chefs, we have to plan everything out strategically and have our prep and everything done prior to us arriving on site. So we don't have, it's very difficult for us to leave the site to try to go find more ingredients because people decided to sign up late. It creates a challenge that affects the whole cook process for everyone because we're bringing staff to cook there, and you know, we're a bit far away from things. So for us to try to have to leave to get more food puts a challenge and risks the timeline of the meals for everyone else.
Okay. That's fair enough.
very well said. Thank you.
Yeah. And
So
that,
additional questions that you may have, you are more than welcome to call me again. I'll just say my number again. I know Butch is going to post it, but my phone number is area code 562-254-1577, 562-254-1577. You can call me and we can chat about any questions and concerns that you have. Thank you, Butch.
okay, sounds good. And that's a good point. You all at the beach, and there was no electricity. The only running water comes from that pump, and the restrooms are no running water in the restrooms except for the showers. So there are showers. You know, it's very basic. So I always tell people this is a very good campground, but you're going to use vault toilets. I'm really skipping ahead when I talk about the restrooms. They're vault toilets, but there's no flushing of the toilets. It's just one big pit that everything goes down into. But they keep it very clean. They clean them every morning. We were just there for the couples beach camping trip, and you know, I watch the guys. They hose everything down, clean it out, sanitize it every morning. So they keep them up pretty good. Okay. All right. Any other questions about the meal plan? All right.
Yeah, but this is Brent. Question. So with the July 9th being the last day to register and what the chefs just said, would that mean then that you're not taking any day of signups for the meals to kind of rectify this out of nowhere extra people signing up last minute?
So as a chef, you're always going to bring an extra percentage overage. You're always going to do that. That's not going to be a problem. But we're struggling, as Shakesta said, that we can't just say, hey, oh, you know what? We need some more lamb. Let's just run to the store and go buy some more lamb right now. And the store is 45 minutes to an hour away. That throws the whole process off. So now what we're asking is, if you believe that you're going to do it, sign up for the meal plan. Sign up for the meal plan. And if you don't think you're going to do it, I mean, because again, the food is going to be there. You will get fed 3 meals. If I get enough people to sign up for the Friday price, I will do 4 meals for you.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
All right. Okay. I'll move on. I'll pass the kayak spot, but I just wanted to show you a quick picture of the kayak spot. The kayak spot for folks who still want to sign up, it's $65, and basically you can either do a tandem kayak or individual kayak. You will get, like I said, life jackets, the paddles, kayaks, And this is a 2-hour trip. So it's it's exploring the island. The water is not deep for those who, you know, can't swim or go skittish or kayak. So just want to let you know, okay?
Patio. Yeah.
Hello? All right, just the basic camp rules. Of course, we said no children, no pets, no gas generators, but you can bring those little power, I forgot what they call those things, electric, solar generators or plug-in units. No loud music after quiet hours, and respect for our fellow campers, please. Someone asked me on the couples trip, can they bring hookah? I said, yes, you can definitely bring hookah. We have some 420 friendly people who like to smoke. We're outside. So what I try to tell people is that please don't try to smoke near a group of people that you're going to offend somebody. You know, go in the parking lot, go down to the beach somewhere, you know, and do all that. But just be mindful that other people are around. Okay. So let's take some questions now. I've said a lot, and I'm sure there's you guys got some thoughts and some questions you want to ask us. A lot of staff on the phone, a lot of former campers. So this is a good time to ask.
I have a question about the showers.
Okay.
I mean, how are they? Or, I don't know.
That's a good question. Let me see if I can pull up a picture real quick. So the showers are on a timer. Actually, when you push the button, the shower comes on for probably a minute, and then it shuts off. And it's set up that way so that people don't leave the shower on and run all the water out. There is no hot water. This is cold showers. And you know, from what I heard, I don't usually take showers when I'm down there, but the last time I did, it was kind of refreshing because it was 90-something degrees outside, you know. So.
And my other question is for the white dinner.
Okay.
Are you guys providing the tables for that?
Yes, we have tables. There's tables down there. We're bringing extra tables and tablecloths. Yep.
Oh, okay.
So.
That's it.
Yep. And also, I will say this: we have 75 people, so we may not be able to get everybody on the table. So I always tell people, bring the little small table you're going to bring, just in case. What happens is everyone cooks their own meal, or they get it from Chef Russell, and then we all come to one area to eat. Okay, we'll have a nice fire going, and we'll eat and we'll talk, and you know, just have a nice little vibe. Okay. Now you don't have to get too fancy with this. Remember, we're at the beach. Just something white is fine. Okay.
But someone wants to know, will our t-shirts be for sale while we're there?
Do we get a shirt?
Yes, you get a shirt. When you come to check in, we'll have your packet, which it'll have a itinerary, and your shirt will be in a little plastic little bag. And when you check in, you get your armband, you get your shirt, and you get an itinerary.
Well, this one said for sale, so I don't.
Oh, will I have shirts for sale? We may have some hoodies for sale and maybe some hats. I'm trying to get an inventory together now. But I mean, usually we don't have any. Sometimes we have some extra hoodies that we kind of sell down there. So.
No, you answered my question because like we said earlier about having t-shirt on doing some event, but
okay.
To my question. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Okay. All right. Any other questions?
Hey, this is Paige. So I signed up for the early bird special thing, but I can't make it. So if anybody is looking to get an early bird ticket, please contact me. It's Paige Phillips. I'm in the group me.
Okay. Yeah, so if you're on the group me, reach out to Paige, and then you guys let me know who is being switched so I can update my roster. Okay. Right. Also, someone asked about carpooling. On the registration, there's a link. We do, it's called a carpool app, carpool software. And what I'll do is I'll put that link back up in the group me, and it'll show who's driving down or where they're coming from, if they want a carpool, they don't want a carpool. But usually what I do is I let the participants set up their own carpools. So this app just kind of helps as a, just communication. The drive is 3 hours from DC, and you will be going across the Bay Bridge. So just keep in mind, if you leave, I said if you leave around 2 o'clock, you're going to hit traffic. Okay, you're going to get that Bay Bridge traffic. All right. Once you get past that, you should be pretty good. Okay.
How far is where we set up our tent from where we have to unload?
Okay, so depends on what site you're at. If you're at site 3 and 4, you're probably closest to the parking lot in the bathroom. If you're on site 5, you're the furthest away. It's not like it's a super hike, but you're going to be a little, you're going to be farther than sites 4 and 3, which fill up quick. Well, let me not say quick. They fill up first, But some people like to be on the far end of the beach on site 5. I would just say, just be mindful of how much stuff you're going to bring.
Well, also, but you can park at site 4. You can pull up at site 4 by the bathroom and then unload and then take your stuff to your campsite.
Okay, thank you.
Well, actually, let me clean that up for a second. When he means unload, he doesn't mean unload, hike to your site, come back to your car, unload again. He means unload everything, then go park your car, because there'll be a lot of people checking in, and just make trips back and forth to your equipment area. Okay.
Butch, are you providing this PowerPoint to us?
Yes.
All right. Thanks.
I'll put that in which column. Yeah.
But I do want to say thank you to all those who have already signed up for the meal package. I appreciate it. And I hope that we can get a lot more people to sign up.
Okay.
Oh, one more question. So for the chef, are we just
Yes.
going ahead and signing up for assuming we could do the 4 meal, or should we talk to you first?
I would say put it in for the 4. Some people have already paid for the 4 meals. So as I get the commitment already, I'm going to go ahead and make arrangements to be there.
Okay. Perfect.
On Friday.
All right.
Okay.
So Butch, I know the sign up is at 10 o'clock, but what time do you expect people to arrive on Friday?
On
I mean,
Friday?
can they arrive early on Friday and then go set up everything, or do we have to wait?
No, you can arrive early, but we're going to have our check-in table at 10 a.m. But if you decide to arrive early, we'll be there. I mean, we'll be there on Thursday. So I just asked that, I wouldn't get there at 4 a.m., but what time were you planning on arriving?
At 4.
Oh, at 4? Okay. Well, I'm gonna say it's gonna be dark at 4, so.
No, I'm just messing with you. Early.
Okay.
I'm not sure yet. I have to check with the group.
Well, do me a favor. One of our traditions is that when we're on group meet, we ask people, hey, take a picture of your road trip crew. Let us know you're on your way down.
Right.
So we try to monitor the group meet on travel days. Okay. So when you're coming, just post it up. All right.
Oh, I had a question. What do you do for electricity, like for your cell phones and stuff to have?
You don't do anything for you. You leave your phone in your car,
Okay.
and just charge it in your car.
Okay.
So, because you're out camping. So, and I can tell you, a lot of people don't have service down there. So we don't really need it too much.
Hey, but somebody
You
posted
might want
something in the
She's not coming to die. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Say it again.
Somebody posted something in the chat about the food package. I just saw it pop up. I didn't see it. I'm not reading the chat.
Okay.
They're asking about, you're doing $100 for the meal. Are you making, and you're making 4 meals? Are they meals that can be reheated the following day?
Yeah, because I saw online $100, and I was like, well, I don't want to pay $100 for one day's worth of food. But then I got here late. Sorry, I just got on the call. But I heard you say that you're doing 4 meals. Can you explain to me?
So the 4 meals is $140 for 4 meals. That's me coming on Friday night cooking, and then cooking 3 meals on Saturday. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner on Saturday.
Okay.
100 is for 3 meals. That's Saturday, lunch, breakfast, and dinner.
Okay, thank you.
And let me make sure I say this correctly. Everything on site, everything is made on site. We're not bringing food pre-made to the site. We're literally cooking out there on the beach, and we're bringing a number of cooking utensils to fry and to grill with and to smoke with. So we will literally be on the beach cooking your meal for you that day.
Okay, did you post the menu?
We're gonna
I'll post.
Okay.
As Butch said, I'll be posting the group me.
Yep. Okay.
Bush, can you also put what's the cutoff date for sign up for the kayak tour?
Okay, I'll post that up. The gentleman, when I spoke to him last week, he said he actually just needs to know the week of. So I want to try to have a list of him by Thursday, but I'll put that also in the group. Okay. All right. Any other questions?
Are there any more? Do you still have spots available? I know you mentioned it was 30 spots. So
Yes, I do have spots for early bird. Yes.
no, I just meant overall.
Oh yes, we do have spots left. Yep. I'll probably post up a last call post on social media this week and the very beginning of next week. I try to lock in 100 people. That's my goal. Because with 100 people, I know at least 15 won't show. So at least 85. The most we've ever had was about 88.
And so far, how many do we have signed up?
Just 75.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, sometimes what happens during the day, people decide to leave out to either go to Walmart for whatever reason, pick up some stuff, or go pick up some more ice. Be mindful on Saturday, that's a very busy day at the park. So the kayak center is right around the corner. That's a short drive to that spot. If you decide to leave out, it may take you an hour and a half to get back into the park because the traffic is so deep. So if you're going to leave out, do it first thing in the morning if you're not going kayaking, or do it after 5 o'clock, you know. But like I said, it's your time. I mean, if you decide to leave out when we go kayaking, you have a lot of time to spend out, you know, but a lot of people will do ice runs. So if somebody's going out, they may ask you, hey, can you bring some ice back, you know. I usually go to the kayak place to get my ice because that way I don't have to go all the way down the road. Okay. But there is a Walmart close by, so I will say that. There are some restaurants close by. So remember, you're only 15, 20 minutes from Ocean City, okay? All right. Anything else that the admins have to add in on this? I don't want to forget anything.
Which, if you have additional pictures of the kayaking, can you post those as well, please?
Yep, I sure will.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay.
Did you find a photo of the bathroom?
Yes. I'm going to go ahead and just put it in the group me, okay? Instead of trying to just let my screen go live, okay?
Okay.
I picture the
Thanks.
bathroom and the showers.
Okay, thank you.
Do you have a recommendation for bug repellent?
Well, I mean, it depends on if you want to use deep or you want to use, you know, eucalyptus. It just depends. I've used all types, but I will say this: some seasons have more mosquitoes than others. We just went in June, and there wasn't that many mosquitoes out, but probably because it was a good wind, so we didn't have bug problems the last time. I see somebody said from what they heard, the bug and mosquitoes are terrible. I've only had a bad experience 1 year, maybe 3 years ago, and we were at Family Beach camping, and the mosquitoes would come out between maybe 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock. Then all of a sudden they just disappeared. But between that 2 hour window, yeah, they were pretty vicious. But we haven't had that experience before. I mean, after that, you know.
And then Butch, we were on the other side of the beach as well, because we were right back down there, what I think a week or 2 weeks later. And that was the first and only time that we ever experienced mosquitoes like that.
Yep, that's true.
What do you think the typical evening temperature is, like overnight?
Maybe 80 to 70, 70 to 80.
I would say this is generally comfortable at night, but you just always want to err on the side of caution and bring yourself a hoodie or, a throw blanket, just in case you want to sit out by the water and be comfortable. Whatever you think you may need to be comfortable if the temperature does drop a little bit. We're by the water and it's Mother Nature, you can't control it, can only anticipate. So just plan for it just to stay warm. I've never ever experienced it freezing, so not when we've gone at this time of the year. Let's put it like that. In March, yes.
Thank
Hey,
you.
Butch, do you still have any of those multicolor or different color Goombay sweatshirts available?
Not right now. I need to get some more printed up. I don't think I'm gonna have them done by next week though.
For those that are concerned about the weather, you can use the app WeatherBug. It's what my regular job outside of being a chef is producing large scale events, and we use WeatherBug because it gives the most accurate 10-day forecast for weather. So you could download that versus just using the weather app on your phone, and it'll give you the average temperatures, the highs and lows 10 days out.
Okay, that's a good idea. Are you in the group? Can you put that up in the group me for us? I'm gonna check that out.
I don't know if I'm in. A long time ago, Butch, I was in the group me. I don't know if I silenced notifications a while ago or what. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But if you could put me back in.
Well, without
What's your name? What's your name? I can look for you in there and see if I can tag you. Sometimes when you haven't been in a while, just need to be tagged.
Oh no, I see it. I'm in here. Wait a minute, I just saw something.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay.
I'm posting a message in here now.
All right. Perfect.
I have a question, Butch. If we decide to cook on the campfire that you all provide, do we have to bring some kind of screen to put over it to cook on it?
You have to bring everything to cook outside.
I mean, look, well, there's a grate that goes over top of it. It folds on top. What we do is I bring the wood and we start a fire in that grate, and then you just put the grate over top of it. But then you're gonna have to have your own frying pan or whatever you want to cook on.
I got you. Got to bring a grate. Thank you.
Yeah. So there's a grate that goes over top, but then you have to have something to put on top of that grate.
Right. If you're cooking directly on a grate and don't need pans or anything, you can just bring some foil and that'll suffice. If you're going to be cooking things in pots and pans, then you just need to bring those type of utensils yourself. Just whatever you're going to need to cook outside of the wood and the fire and the grate being started.
Okay.
I have a question about tents.
Come in.
Okay. Said tents?
Jay, come in.
Yeah. Is it particularly windy like the entire time? Would you recommend, because I have a summer tent where most of it is mesh. It does have a tent fly, but just wondering if I should steer clear of that one if it's typically windy and that might cause more sand to blow inside.
Well, the mesh tents are really pretty good, because then that means the wind will blow right through it. I don't think you're going to get sand through that mesh.
Okay.
But don't quote me on it. If you have rain fly, then that's perfect, because you can always attach that rain fly in the event that it's going to rain. You know?
Got it. Thanks. Oh.
Yeah, so that summer tent works.
So Butch, maybe we should give the people the versus the tent size versus people ratio. So people will know again, please.
Somebody needs to mute.
Yeah, I think I just muted you. So the tent size is really kind of funny because if you got two people, you would think to bring a two-man tent. But a two-man tent for us, especially if people backpack, that's a very small tent. So I always say if you bring if it's two of you all, a four-man tent works. Because a four-man tent could fit to the full size or queen size air mattress. Okay. If you got four people, then I would probably shoot with an 8-man tent. Just keep in mind, you want to stay away from those tents that are super tall. You know, I used to bring a 6 to 8-man tent, and it had a low profile. But we also had 6 people in that tent, so we had a lot of weight to kind of weigh that tent down too. You know, so just think 2-man, 2 people come in, 4-man tent, 3 people, 6-man tent. You know, and I think that can kind of give you an idea. But we had one lady who brought a 12-man tent down there, and a storm came through. And in the middle of the night, you hear her screaming, "My tent's falling, my tent's falling." She wants somebody to come out there and help her. It's a storm. The best thing I can say is, well, you come on in my tent, you know, but it was just way too big, you know, for one person at least, you know, so. Anything else? Any other questions? You are allowed to bring liquor if you like, your favorite beverage. We just ask that one, you dispose of the bottles properly and don't, you know, like at any park, any government park, you really can't drink, what do they call it? Exposed liquor out in public. So the same thing applies at the beach. Sometimes the park rangers will come past, just check up on us. They'll definitely probably come past because we have 75 people. So, but that's nothing unusual, you know. So they don't really bother us. They just check in, you know, make sure people are doing what they're supposed to do and just go on about their business. Okay. So just be mindful of that.
I have a question.
Go
Can
ahead.
you hear?
Yes, we
Yes.
hear you. Go ahead.
I'm thinking of like a porta potty tent bathroom. Is that something recommended to get, or do we rely on that to shower room?
So a porta potty tent. And maybe one of the female staff can answer this question better than I can. I'm a male. I don't need it. I see women using it, but you know, so maybe one of the ladies can answer that.
I'll say it comes down to your comfort level. There are some ladies I know I've used it before. One of my girlfriends bought it down one time. She came and I still ended up going to the, restroom myself. It's just that if you have phobias or you're not comfortable with using public restrooms, although they really are clean when we go in there, then that's where, though having those your own tent like that, where it comes in handy. But you have to also keep in mind that then you need to get the bucket that goes inside. You need to get the some people get a seat that goes on top of it, and then you also need I can't remember what it's called, but it's actually something that you have to put inside that it's going to, in addition to your bags, but capture your waste. So all of that are things to consider if you go that route. It's not a bad thing, but there is a lot more that comes into it. And then also that tent doesn't always stay up. It tends to collapse and doesn't take a whole lot of wind to collapse.
Okay, that's
And
great.
there are options. There are other options that you can get aside instead of doing the separate tent and bucket and all that. If you just are okay with using public bathrooms, but maybe in the middle of the night you don't want to go, there are other more convenient ways or things to get. Is it called travel johns or something where you can, relieve yourself in your tent, put that in a trash can and not have to set up another tent that might blow over, get a bucket, get the solution and put that in there to discard the smell. If it all depends, like Kat said, in terms of what your comfort level is and what you're sort of willing to tolerate and or how you're wanting to be convenient.
Thank you so much. I was about to buy that whole bucket and everything that goes with it and the tent and all that. And now I didn't even think about the travel, John. I'll look it up. Maybe that's something you can post to so I won't forget it. And I'm okay with going inside my tent. That would be great. That was my $1 million question. Thank you.
I just posted the Travel John, just a link to it on Amazon with different options. So you'll be able to see that there.
And also for those who putting up the portable shower / bathroom tents, just know some people sometimes can hear you. So if you want to go for a moment, you might want to go to the actual restroom.
Okay. As far as showers go, I joke about this, but I'm always pretty serious. You know, people ask me, well, but you're not taking a shower for the weekend. Well, I took a shower on Friday. I'm going to take a shower on Sunday, so I can go a day without a shower. You know, that's just me. Like I said, I'm a little different, but just keep that in mind. You're not down there for a whole week, you know. So, and I say that because I try to, tell people all the time, less is best, but it's all up to you and your comfort level, So.
And then ladies, and then anyone for the Travel Johns, I would definitely say anything that you're using that you haven't used before, especially you don't want to, make a mess in your inside your tent. Make sure you test those things out so you know how to use them before you come down there, so that you're comfortable and you know what you're doing. That's one thing. And also for the ladies that have that, men, I think it comes a lot easier for men to have that thought process of, oh, not bathing and all of these things, right? So I can tell you just from camping experiences, you get to that point, you don't want a whole lot of crap with you. If you don't need it, you don't want to have it. But what is useful are having, like, they have the body, and I'll find the link for those too, because I've used those before, but they have the body rags, and you have your wipes. You can at least wipe down and make it feel more comfortable and fresh and so clean, and manage, for that weekend.
Any medical supply store has those for anybody who's had surgery or been in the hospital. They have those wipes.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, runners, hikers, we use them often.
Okay. Also, for new campers, I'll say new beach campers especially, there'll be enough people on this trip that kind of have been before. They can also offer good advice, okay? So, especially with either setting up your tent, setting up your area, or cooking. I've seen a lot of great ideas from people who are used to cooking at camp. Like some people will prep their meals before they come down and put them in tinfoil wraps. And then when they get down there, they'll just, throw it on the fire, So, food is always a big thing. And sometimes people just bring way too much, So there's a lot of ways you can cut corners and just bring stuff for camp. Sometimes I just bring a steak or some hot dogs and, a salad, and I'm good to go, So, and also the Coleman stoves, a lot of people will bring them down. So if you don't have one, just let us know. I'm going to always bring mine down, and people are more than welcome to use it. Okay. I just set up on one central table, and by all means, just fire it up and just either cook your meal on it or do whatever. Okay. So we don't want folks to go out there and spend a whole fortune on just one camping trip.
Or you could just buy the meal package and don't have to worry about that.
And that's what I'm going to do. So that way I don't have to worry about that. It's true. Yeah. We'll let Russell do all the cooking. Okay. Any other questions?
I do, in the group me, someone asked that they weren't able to join the Zoom. Are you going to post a presentation of the recording there for the folks who weren't able to make it?
I sure will. Yep.
Okay, and just a note for everybody on the call, Kat has been, all of the links that were posted in the chat here, she's been putting them in the group me as well. So in case you hadn't had a chance to jot it down, or if it's lost after this session, they'll also be available in the group me for beach camping.
Okay. All right, any more questions? Okay. Hopefully we answered, well, all your questions and gave you all the information. It's always a learning experience when you get down there. So even what we talked about in this short Zoom call, when you get there, things might be different, things may change. So I always tell people, be prepared for the worst, and you'll always be ready, because I've seen trips where we've camped out in a snowstorm at the beach. We've camped out in thunderstorms and windstorms, and one year with the kids, we had all of a sudden an attack of flying ants right at dinner time. For some reason, they just came out of nowhere, so just kind of be prepared, okay? And we're gonna make it work, and we're gonna have a good time, all right? So if there's no more questions, please follow the group me. I mean, all the information is gonna be up there, and we don't mind having to answer a question twice or 3 times. I always believe that more communication is better than no communication, okay? So definitely ask questions. I think most of y'all have my cell number. You can text me. I'll also post Russell's number in the group, and you can always inbox any of the admins, okay? All right, so if there's nothing else, if any of the admins have any last words to say, then we can kind of move on, but you guys got anything?
I have one more question for Chef, if I could.
Sure, go ahead.
Chef, do we need to bring our own utensils, or will you have that? Plates and forks.
So I will have plates, knives, forks, and utensils. Now, it's always just to be, so that we could try to be not consumer, but environmental friendly. If you do have your own plate, some people do like to bring their own plates, and they have little kits where they carry with their known knives and forks in it. You're more than welcome to bring it, but there will be plates, napkins, forks, and knives, and cups and everything are already available for you.
Thank you.
I do have another item. I'm going to post the link in the chat as well. But one thing that I usually forget to bring that I'm making sure I add in my cart is glow in the dark tape. If your cords, your strings for your tent, it's not easily visible at night. What I found is taking that tape and kind of taping it around the string closer to that base end will help you when you're going past your tent trying to get in when it's dark at night, and you may not put your light down where it needs to be and keep you from tripping. So I'll post that up, but I found that it's definitely helpful.
Okay. All right. Okay, folks. And I'll go ahead. If there's no more questions, I'll go ahead and make sure I'll put the video in the group me, or at least a link to it, and all the slides and all the information. So again, check the group me out. That's where all the information is going to go, and then we'll have a good weekend next week. All right. And also, the early bird registration is still open. I just looked at it, just opened it back up, but I'm going to close it. I'm going to probably close everything down by the end of this week, because I have to order the shirts by this week so that we have them on time. Okay. So, and the size that you register will be the size that I order. So, I don't know if I need to. I don't think I'm not going to post the list of shirts and the sizes. I just hope that but if I have a question, I'll reach out to you and ask, okay?
But they want to let them know that it's unisex shirts.
Oh, yes, unisex. It's not women's cut. Well, we say unisex, but I'll say men's. So if you think you need to go back into your Goombay account and check what size you put on there, just reach out, let me know, and I can double check for you, okay? All right, folks. Well, you all have a good week, and we'll be talking, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you. This was very good.
Okay.